Folks, welcome to a very exciting installment of GameSpot Breaking News. The news is breaking right now. Huge reversal for Microsoft and Xbox One on their DRM policies. I'm Chris Waters, joined by Peter Brown, here to give you the update and share our thoughts. Number one, Peter Brown, Xbox One games no longer required to be connected to the internet.
Yes.
What's the deal?
So yeah, Microsoft has totally backpedaled, and they say, hey guys, sorry, we didn't really mean it. No internet connection required. Except the first time you turn the console on if you need to activate it over the Xbox Live servers, but that is a huge about face.
Then the previous needs to check in once every 24 hours.
Right.
That was talked about last week at E3. Not happening. You need to connect the console to the internet once for setup.
Yep.
Then there's a little bit of unclearness to follow.
Right.
Basically, you'll be able to play all offline games from then on without connecting. Later in the paragraph, it says you'll be able to play all disc-based games offline without connecting, leaving some gray area as to what downloadable games will be like.
Right.
Of course, downloadable, we're not just talking about arcade titles, we're talking about full retail games that you downloaded, because all Xbox One retail games will be downloadable from day one from the store.
Yeah, so again, you know, this is sort of, it's hard to call it pro-consumer, it just seems natural, right? I mean, you own the game, or you own a license to play the game, so it makes perfect sense.
But is pro-consumer the same as not anti-consumer?
No, I think it's a little bit different. I mean, granted, they didn't explicitly say, like, yeah, you know, every game will be available online. They made the point of saying disc-based. Like, yeah, that leaves some room for concern, but I think at this point, everyone's just a little bit relieved that, okay, crap, the whole industry isn't going to just, like, you know, get flushed down the toilet by Microsoft.
And require an internet connection for all gameplay, because we live in a world where not everyone has an internet connection, and those people still want to enjoy games.
Yeah, totally.
All right, on to the next point, used games. Previously, the Xbox One had said there would be restrictions on sharing, reselling, trading, lending of all used games. That is no more. You can do anything you wanted to with a used disc-based game that you can this generation. Resell it to a retailer, give it to a friend, lend it, have it stolen from you, and then the thief gets to profit, and haha, it sticks to get robbed from. Basically, used games are all good on the Xbox One.
Yeah, and you know, it's really interesting, like, based on, you know, Sony's, their kind of like confidence during their conference where they were like, here's how you can borrow a game from a friend. You know, they went to all the effort to sort of like poke fun at Microsoft.
And it got them a huge tidal wave of positive public support, because I have a game, I want to be able to share it. I want to feel like I have ownership of that game, even if technically I've always just been a licensee of that software.
Right, but now that Microsoft has sort of changed their opinion, retrospectively, like, how does that make Sony look? You know, are they kind of like the bully that's sort of, you know, taking advantage of the guy who's been beaten down a little bit? I mean, obviously they're playing business tactics.
Sure.
But at the same time,
I think they still are riding that good guy wave. That's still like, yeah, okay, cool.
True.
Xbox One, you messed up. Now you're back doing the thing that we were doing.
their console's still $100 cheaper.
That's true.
Microsoft is still requiring the Kinect, which not everyone needs or wants.
That's true. One more thing to note about the Xbox One DRM announcements that Microsoft made just today. There's no region locking. All Xbox Ones are region free. They'll work anywhere in the world, any games, any system. You'll be good to go.
Yeah, the restrictions there were kind of baffling to me in the beginning. Even last generation, where they sort of started to restrict that a little bit, they still left it up to the publisher to decide. That seems like a no-brainer to me, but at least it's nice to see them sort of take every little facet of their policies that people were upset with and try to tinker them a little bit.
All right, well, folks, if you complained on the internet about the Xbox One's policies, said you weren't going to buy it, nice work. Total reversal of Xbox, well, very dramatic reversal at the very least of Xbox One's policies regarding online connections, used games, and region locking. That's this GameSpot Breaking News update. For more on this story, please stay tuned to GameSpot, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. I'm Chris Waters. This is Peter Brown. Thanks for joining us.